$1,000. What would you spend $1,000 on? Guys, $1,000 to most of us is quite a bit of money. So is there anything worth having in your wardrobe, actually spending and buying for yourself that's easily worth $1,000? Well, in today's video, I've got 10 items which I think are worth that price. Number one, and no surprise here, a well-fitted suit. Now I know for 50 bucks, you can actually go to a thrift store, find a suit and make sure it fits you well, get it adjusted. But the thing is, you're gonna spend a lot of time finding that perfect suit for under that price. Now, once you start getting into the $800, the $1,000, maybe even the $1,200 price point, there's a lot more options. And at this point, you better make sure it fits you properly, because that's the key. You could spend $3,000 on a suit and it's not gonna look great on you if it doesn't fit your body. Pay attention to my style pyramid. Guys, remember, that's fit, that's function, and that's fabric. The fit needs to be spot on. The function, it needs to be a classic style, which is gonna be around for at least 10 years. The best way to do, go back, look at what was in style 10 years ago, what's in style now, most likely, and that's gonna continue to be in style. You wanna look at navy blues, you wanna look at a dark charcoal gray or a medium gray. Those are gonna be great suits to start with. Now, the fabric, you wanna go with the best you can afford. Now, at $800, $600, $1,000, $1,200, you're not gonna get the best fabrics in the world, but you're gonna get some really good ones. Believe it or not, there are suits out there that are $25,000 because of the fabric. Now, does that make them 25 times better than a $1,000 suit? No. And this, a lot of you guys are going, Antonio, but why would you spend that money? Again, let me take a step back and say it comes down to how much time you have, what industry you're in. If you're a lawyer, if you're a consultant, you live in your suits, you need something that's 100% wool, something that's going to be luxurious, something that's going to drape, it's going to look great, possibly even maybe the name or of the company, if you're going to talk with someone about it, is important. Then that's definitely where something like this, if it can help you close a $1 million deal or help you take your business from 50,000 to 500,000, yeah, I think it's worth it in that case. And again, it's not just about how others perceive you, but how you perceive yourself. Item number two that's easily worth $1,000 is a mattress that you love, a mattress you're going to sleep well on. Guys, take this from a guy that for the first 4 years out of college, when I was in the Marine Corps, I had a secondhand mattress that I had somehow saved since college. I had 3 storage containers. I had them laid out as a frame, and then I put that mattress on top. And I remember a girlfriend saw this and she just was like appalled. She was like, I can't believe this is actually how you sleep. And I didn't think anything of it until I visited my sister Lisa, and she had this really nice mattress, and I could just lay on that bed and sleep a solid 10 to 12 hours without turning, without getting hot. I mean, it was just great. And so I knew I needed to find this. And I went out and I invested in a good mattress about 15 years ago. And I have never looked back since then, guys. And think about how important sleep is to everything that you do in your day. So why not invest in a good quality sleep? Now, item number 3 worth $1,000, the right bag. I'm talking the right briefcase, the right piece of luggage, or the right carry-on. One that you're gonna use again and again, is gonna stand up to a beating, is actually gonna look better over time. Oftentimes, I gravitate personally towards leather items. I found that leather, especially over the years, it just starts to look better over time, especially with briefcases. Now, when it comes to carry-ons, especially if it's one that you're getting checked and it's getting beat up, there is the chance that you could lose. Maybe you're not necessarily gonna spend $1,000, but maybe you're gonna spend 2 to 3 times what you would normally spend if you went for something that's discount. But what you're gonna get are better wheels, something that's actually gonna have handles which you're not gonna rip off. So what you're looking for again here is attention to the build, attention to the details, look at the quality of materials, but make sure in that case it's something that's very functional, something that's actually going to do its job again and again and look great as it does it. Item number 4 that's worth $1,000, and maybe this isn't an item, but it's more of a service. And I think having a gym membership and a personal trainer for some people is probably worth the expense. Why? Because this is the only body you got in this life, guys. And I see so many people throwing up excuse after excuse of why they're not going to get in shape, why they're not going to eat better. And perhaps it's worth you spending the money, enduring the pain when you have skin in the game. And that's the beautiful thing about a great personal trainer. They're showing up at the gym at 6 o'clock for you. And guess what? When you've got that accountability, you don't roll over and push that sleep button, because this, again, is your body. This is your vehicle throughout life, and it's well worth that investment. Item number 5 on my list of items that you could easily spend $1,000 in your wardrobe: watches. And believe me, you can easily spend $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 on watches. It's amazing. If you really start to develop a love for this, you start to realize, wow, this is an intricate system that in and of itself, you look at the detail, you look at the jewelry, you look at the build quality of these things, and you start to see why that collectors get into this and how they're able to maintain their value over time. So if you're getting into watches, definitely down in the description, I'm going to link to some other channels, but Hodinkee is one that I love, and I think that they do a great job talking about really high-end watches and everything that goes there. But watches, easily something you can spend over $1,000 on. Item number 6 that you can easily spend $1,000 on, guys, is a nice jacket or coat. So I'm talking about leather jackets, I'm talking about trench coats, I'm talking about raincoats, I'm talking about overcoats. There's a wide variety out there, and especially when you start looking at better fabrics, better build, they start at about $1,000. Now, what I love about buying a nice jacket or coat is that this is outerwear. This is something when people meet you for the first time, they see again and again. So this is definitely an item. I know personally I've spent that kind of money on some great coats, and no problems, no regrets on that investment. Item number 7, worth $1,000 to the sharp dressed man, actually isn't an item, it's a service professional. And I'm talking about a financial planner. I'm talking about an accountant, possibly even a lawyer. I'll let you guys, I didn't want to go give each of them their own points. The point being is, if you're starting to come into money, if you're starting to have success, make sure you've got professionals who you can talk with. My service professionals have helped me save thousands and thousands of dollars by actually putting money in the right places at the right time, actually, looking at, okay, I could actually take that as a deduction. I didn't know I could do that. They keep me in line. They definitely keep me, out of places I don't want to be by, making sure I pay the tax man on time. The point being, surround yourself with smart professionals. Item number 8, worth spending $1,000, is upgrading your laptop, upgrading your tablet, upgrading your phone every 2 years. That's my rule. You may be different for how you work. I have an online business. So for me, reliability and speed are important. And what I find is that even though my devices are perfectly fine, over time, they start to get slower. Maybe because the software builds up, the amount of memory is taken up. You just have to upgrade because of everything around it. And it's something, I've got that rule. Dependability is also important. So what I do is I keep some of my older devices as backups. And then I have my newer devices or my go-to devices. But I can tell you, it's a night and day difference when you've got something that is ready to work within a few seconds versus something that ends up taking 5 to 10 minutes, especially when speed's important to you. Item number 9, worth spending $1,000 on, gentlemen, is your smile, your teeth. Go to the dentist regularly. But what changes over time as you get older is that you're going to need more work done. Your teeth naturally aren't, they aren't going to stay young forever. So a lot of guys are surprised when they turn 40, when they get into their 50s, that they need a lot more work. People that never had cavities start to get cavities. People that start to have issue with their gums, whatever it may be. Take care of your teeth. The investment is worth it. Item number 10, we're spending $1,000 on, gentlemen, pots, pans, utensils, and learning how to cook. Guys, it is a skill which will serve you the rest of your life. Because look around, we have an obesity epidemic going on. And that's going on because people don't even know what they're putting into their bodies. They can't control it. They're going out to eat all the time. And understand, guys, you need to take this, you need to control this. In your early 20s, your metabolism may be able to keep obesity at bay. But over time, this is going to catch up with you. It is the most important thing, more important than exercise. So learn how to cook. The best thing about learning how to cook is that you can start to make delicious meals all the time. You start to save yourself quite a bit of money. So that $1,000 you spend on cooking classes, on really nice pots and pans that will stand up to 10 to 20 years of use is going to come. You're going to make that money 100 times over within a few years, simply on the money you save not going out to eat. But guys, understand, you can't outrun your mouth. It's 70% of the fight. Pay attention to the food that goes into your body. All right, gentlemen, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you down in the comments below. What would you have added to this list? Maybe you would have added pets, maybe a vacation, maybe pieces of jewelry like rings or something like that. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions. What did I miss? What did you disagree with? That's it. Take care, gentlemen. I will see you in the next video.